You want to sign?
Huh?
You want to sign?
I'm okay.
Okay.
I might get one. I support.
Oh, celebrity in the building. It's the right problem to have. How are you doing?
No, I would. I would. I told her. Oh. Oh, okay. How are you? Doing everything. I have been trying. I bet you was meeting there. Really? You good? Yeah.
How are you doing? I'm fine. How are you? Pretty good. Thanks. I see a lot of new faces here from the rally. I guarantee you.
Some others from the rally.
You figured out how work was going to sit.
Thank you.
We'll sit by now. I'll sit
But that way you got to these.
Well, there you go. That's right.
Try to there, just bring it out. Yes. I'll find my deal.
I started. So now. Oh, Mike, I really good.
No.
Okay.
And I got mine in there.
You're awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah. Hello. You don't want
Yeah, we.
No, I didn't. Oh. Hi, nice to meet you.
Clips in.
Yeah. Hey, this is yours.
How's it going? Okay, I'll get it up.
Okay, I just talked to you.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know if Ladies talked to you or not yet about, the block.
Yeah, no,
On the
like,
19th.
well,
We
the, well,
want you guys to serve as captain.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, if those is.
Okay, sounds good. I'm ready for it. I'm ready to do some postcards too.
Oh, yeah. Postcards.
Yeah.
I'll be announcing.
We're doing it all, aren't we? What time is that at your,
that'll be 1 o'clock.
okay, and then at the church it'll be 2 o'clock.
But then
Get started. 6 o'clock, and then, we'll go ahead and get started. Like, individual, exactly what is today. And, did you want a microphone? turn me. Oh, you got to turn you off for a second. He's trying to get on Zoom. Okay. Can you hear? All the way?
Turn all the way up.
Okay.
Heart surgery on Tuesday.
You had surgery Tuesday, Pat? Monday. Oh, we're glad you made it. My gosh. I'd have been at home. Hey. Honey, can you hear us? With one of our members that will volunteered actually to do a presentation on the accomplishments of President Biden. Can you all hear Anna? Okay, this one is just for Zoom. I just needed to talk about it. Okay, I'll just talk louder. Is that okay? Okay. George Henson volunteered to do a presentation for us on the accomplishments of the Biden administration. And so this, I thought it would be a good opportunity for us to hear that. And if we're confronted with some those mega people, we can throw this in their face. This is what they've accomplished this last 3.5 years. So at this time, I present to you George Henson from Holly Lake Ranch. No, he has.
Okay, can everybody hear me? Okay, I have a tendency to talk loud, just like.
George, your mic.
I'm gonna cut mine off. You want me to cut mine off?
Okay, Daryl, I have it on. The microphone, can people hear me, I guess, for Zoom purposes?
Hang on. Manny, can you let me share? Can you let me share?
Do I look okay?
They can see the screen. Can y'all see this?
Anna, can
All
you
she
see?
sees is me, but that's kind of like a frozen picture from about 20 seconds ago.
And she gives.
Daryl, am I good to go?
Yeah.
Okay, they hear me? They need to hear me?
I need to hear you. Anna's shaking her head. She got her thumbs up.
Okay. All right. My name is George Hansen, and the impetus for this is that back in March, I was asked to do a presentation on Biden's administration, and I had other things going on, and I decided not to at that particular time. But I did create a nice foam board for all of you to see, and I think you have seen probably those either here or at a convention that we had maybe in Winsboro or something of that nature. So the other thing is, when you go home tonight, go to YouTube and Google young boy, a young man running anything what Biden has done. But he told everything about the accomplishments that I'm going to talk to you tonight about. Okay. The first one I'm going to talk about. Please work. Yeah, in. Uh, Could just be. No. Okay. Is there one? Do you have a hookup over here? Do you have a USB over here?
It's on corner.
No. Oh, that's the. Oh man.
Try now. Just messing with my mouse.
Okay, this was working here 30 minutes ago. Okay. Try it. Okay.
An expert here? Nope, just a millennial. Just a millennial.
Yeah. Yeah.
Listen to her. She helped us at the convention, at the, she's good.
Daryl, there's no interaction with a mouse, is there?
Messing with it a minute ago.
I mean, I could put a USB in there with my mouse and then see if that would work. Okay, wait a minute.
There it is. See? That's all I
I
have.
think it's because I had to leave.
Huh?
It's because I had to leave them up at the same time.
Okay, so my talk tonight is not about woman power, okay? Guys, we're overwhelmed. Okay, so the first one, and I think the most important plan that Biden came up with was the 1.9 trillion American Rescue Plan. Very few people know things about this, so I believe, but I think it's one of the most crucial plans which got us going out of COVID. March 21st, 2021, and it was intended to combat the COVID and pandemic, including we're going to show tonight is going to be a day. It's going to be a lot of everything associated with this. Okay, so mind you, this came in March 21st. Biden became president on January 20th, 2 months prior. So let's have questions at the end of the talk if there's enough time. If Pat deems that to be okay, I'll entertain questions. If not, then at the end of this end of the session. And what I'd like to show you then are the interesting programs and the essential programs associated with this plan. Of the 1.9 trillion, 360 billion was allocated to the state and local funds. Trust me. Huh? Huh? In some places, somebody would mind that.
Sitting right here. Okay.
Okay, there's,
It's okay.
of the 1.9 trillion, 56.27 billion was assistance to individuals and families. Here we go again. Look at this list. Supplemental nutrition assistance programs, 12 billion. Homeowner assistance fund, 9.9 billion. Emergency rental assistance, 21 billion, which kept citizens housed during COVID. Veterans Affairs, 17 billion. Individuals with Disabilities Education Act, 3 billion. Family Violence Prevention and Services, Child Abuse Prevention, 800 million. Homeless assistance, 5 billion. Elderly care, maternal and infant care, family planning, 1.87 billion. Tenant-based rental assistance, 5 billion. And that ended in September 30th. That will end September 30th in 2030. And 211 billion for education and childcare. Education stabilization fund, 165 billion. And this helped schools safely reopen after the pandemic. And 20% of that was earmarked for earning loss. Child care stabilization fund, 24 billion. And then you can just read the rest of those there. I'm not going to read them out loud, but you can read that. So this is a lot of intense stuff.
Did you say that that young man told the Republican all of this stuff?
No, he just said American Rescue Program.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah, no one's gonna memorize this stuff. 86 billion to health. Grants for vaccines, 7.5 billion. Provider relief fund, funds for rural Medicare and Medicaid providers to cover expenses and lost revenue due to COVID. Man, think about Wood County. Think about Wood County and the cost and the help that they received there. But yet we never hear anything about it, do we? No. Public health workforce, community health centers, community services, mental health block grant, 1.5 billion. Substance abuse prevention and treatment block grant, 1.5. Vaccine confidence education. This is intended, this 1 billion. And they were smart enough to put this in there for my next door neighbor who believes that, the COVID vaccines don't work. It's just like, COVID's just like the flu. It's no big deal. Yeah. And at the 1.25 million people that died, that's just all fabrication. And where that came from, who knows, Mad Magazine, more than likely. That was another joke. Keep up. Okay, and then 40.16 billion for transportation, transit infrastructure grants, and let me just go ahead and read it for you, okay? But what does this really entail? What did that entail? Provides funding through fiscal year 2024, that's this year, at 100% federal share for eligible recipients of urban, rural, senior citizen individuals with disabilities and intercity bus transit formula grants for operating expenses incurred beginning on January 20th, 2020, including payroll, operating, and maintenance costs due to lost revenue and the payment of leave for personnel laid off due to service reductions. Think about who thought that. I mean, that's pretty entailed. Relief for airports, funding for operations personnel and sanitation to combat the spread of COVID. And this is not just for city airports. This is also for cargo airports, bringing stuff in, okay, and then stuff going out, telling France and Germany, hey, we're not sending you the COVID vaccine. Amtrak, 1.7 billion. And then 60 billion for other programs. I don't know what that is, but at this point, I'm at the end of this slide, and I really don't, okay. Okay, so mind you, this program was enacted. Biden came in on January 20th. 2 months later, March 21st, this plan was enacted. And I thought this was really a very pertinent comment here. As President Biden and congressional Democrats send a clear signal to the American people that the government once again works for the people. Absent for 4 years, folks. Okay, and how many Republicans voted for it? Nada.
Not one.
Not one.
See them at the ribbon cutting.
No. Okay, so that's pretty intensive. I know I've got a few others that are intensive, but I just want you to know that how in 2 months did the Biden team put this together? Okay, they couldn't have. They have had to have started that back in November when he was elected, or probably before it. And they probably got a lot of consultation from a lot of various people. What are we going to do once we get in? How can we combat COVID? So somebody, so you probably had all these teams that probably came up with these particular subjects. Okay. Biden reduced unemployment. It's now at a 50-year low with a record number of small businesses started. 14.8 million jobs created and reclaimed from COVID. Now I did this back in March, so this 14.8 probably went up. It includes 790,000 new manufacturing jobs. Black and Hispanic Americans have near record low unemployment rates. And more people are working in the United States than ever before. And this is after Kamala worked at McDonald's. That's not even in my notes. I just came up with that. Awesome. Okay, so what's the other one? The 1.2 trillion infrastructure bill. And oh yeah, I've got this at the end. So the infrastructure bill was to repair roads, waterways, bridges, and railroads. I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of the podcast for James Carville and Al Hunt, and they had a gentleman on there that worked in the transportation department. That he talked to I believe it was in New Jersey, and he talked to an Amtrak worker, and the Amtrak worker was in tears because he said, we now have money to keep my job so I can keep my family afloat. I can send my kids to college. I'm not going to lose my job. And I want my kids to follow me, in the Amtrak business. And he was most appreciative of this particular bill. It brings high-speed internet to rural communities. Okay, so you get out here on 154 and you go all the way to Gilmer, right? Those at Hollow Lake Ranch. When you get on 14 and you go into equipment and you see these big spools, or these orange spools, okay? And what those are cables to be buried under the ground. And you see guys working there under the ground, and they bury them because eventually what they're going to do is they're going to shove high-speed internet cables into those to be delivered to the rural communities, right? Yeah.
We got internet at our house. It's 25 times the speed that it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, so now we have money for public transport, public transit and airports, electric vehicles, low emission public transportation, power infrastructure, and clean water. This involves around 33,000 projects employing 1.5 million jobs. Imagine that.
Wasn't Kamala the tie-breaking vote for this?
Yes.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
So when you say this is Biden, I'm just.
Well, I'm just saying Bernie Sanders also voted for it, so.
But she was the tiebreaker.
Oh, she was the tiebreaker. Oh, okay. I'm gonna Google that. I'll send you all an email. Okay, so the infrastructure, we all know what this was like under the Trump years, right? I mean, every week it seemed like, okay, we're going to take up infrastructure, or every month it's about infrastructure, right? And it was, and it was just repeated month after month after month. And what happened? What got done? Nothing.
Got concept.
Got concept of the plan.
But Biden, it took Biden and Kamala. I knew I said, George, don't do that. Don't say that.
Madam President.
I told her, Madam Vice President. Not yet. It's, it took him it took him 9.5 months to get this through, okay? 19 Republican senators thought this was a good thing. It passed through the Senate. The vote count was 69-30. And what did our senators do? Ted Cruz, John Cornyn, what did they do?
Yeah, if this was 69-30, she wasn't the tiebreaker vote on this bill, but I think she was on the American Rescue. Yeah, 'cause there was Republicans that voted for this.
I don't stand corrected, so. But thanks. No, thank you though. I appreciate that. Because that's all the more incentive, the reason why we need to vote for that lady. The Bipartisan Safer Communities Act. To pass the red flag laws. We know what the red flag laws are. That's you've got an Uncle Ralph at home or down the street, and he's acting crazy. He's got like 4 pistols, and he keeps getting them out. He leaves them out on the table, and he said, I don't like my neighbor next door. Or you've got a neighbor next door that keeps yelling at the kids, and it'll come out, and he keeps saying, I've got a gun. And by gosh, he does have a gun. And what these red flag laws do is that you can tell your local authority they can impound those weapons until the mental processes have been fully checked by a reliable doctor or whomever. Okay, so it takes the hands out of your estranged next door neighbor or your relative or whatever. Expanded the law that prevents people convicted of domestic use from gun ownership. Expanded background checks on young people between 18 and 21 who want to buy a gun. I don't know anything about this. I don't. I wish I had time to research a little bit more. And allocated funds for the mental health of young people. The $750 billion Inflation Reduction Act, it was enacted on August 22nd, 2021. Now, all of these have been up to 2022, okay? Soon, yeah, about a year and a half after Biden has been in office. So it invests $370 billion to keep the U.S. cleaner forms of power and reduce greenhouse gases that are driving climate change. Provides tax incentives to manufacturers supplying products for the green energy sector and production of electricity from renewable sources. And it makes health insurance plans more affordable, lowering drug costs, preventing millions from losing their Affordable Care Act insurance, requiring Medicare to negotiate cost of 10 high-cost prescription drugs. I'm not sure what those are. I probably should have investigated that. And then capped insulin at $35 a month from private insurers, infecting all Medicare participants. But isn't next year, that's part of her plan, is it not, to make sure that insulin is going to be 35 for everybody? That's what she said, right? Oh, yeah. And then 20 hours later, Trump said he was going to do the same thing. Okay, secured NATO, near and dear to my heart as a history buff. Repeated assurances to our allies that the U.S. is committed to NATO helped steer the way for Finland and Sweden to join the alliance. What that did was effectively blocked Russia up by the Baltic Sea up north, so they could not expand over into the Baltic states or the up in that area. Yes.
So did they get accepted?
Yeah, they got accepted. Yeah, they got accepted last year. And Turkey was a big one. Erdogan with Turkey wasn't going to allow them to do that. But somehow or another, the United States, Biden sweet talked him into doing that. Okay, so Biden has steadfastly supported Ukraine, which was unjustly invaded by Putin, where Biden continually leads the free world supplying financial and military support. And actually, our country leads any other country in supplying aid to Ukraine. But collectively, Europe has supplied more money than what we have.
Yes.
We had, what, 2.5 years after the flat, it stalled out. They didn't do the dime. It was,
Yeah.
Congress could stop dollars for long periods.
Yeah, but I think they got it through. Yeah, they got it through. Okay, and Biden confirmed. Praise the Lord. He confirmed 194 life tenured judges, which includes record-breaking number of Black, Hispanic, Asian American, Native Hawaiian, and Pacific Islander judges. And all those Pacific Islanders are good. Well, never mind. And then he appointed Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson as the first Black woman on the Supreme Court. Okay, what other acknowledgments of Biden? The Violence Against Women Reauthorization Act. There was a Violence Against Women Act, but this reauthorization improved on some of the stipulations within the act.
He wrote
There-
the original one.
Pardon me?
He wrote the original one.
Did he?
93. That was Lorena Bobbitt, who now goes by Lorena Gallo.
Mm.
They didn't have it back then. And she was being terribly abused by her husband. She was legally within this country. And she couldn't speak English very well. And so when she tried to report him, she wasn't listened to.
She wasn't what?
She wasn't listened to.
Yeah.
And the only reason that she won the suit against her, because they tried to criminalize her for what she had done, was because they got psychologists involved and decided that she had PTSD, and that changed history.
Mm.
She changed history. Her story is incredible. Lorena Gallo is her name. She has a nonprofit for women, I think in North Carolina.
Interesting. Thank you.
She's amazing.
Thank you. And what is your name, by the way?
I'm Susan Hyde.
Okay, Susan High.
No, just Hyde.
I'm George. I'm George. Hello.
Susan
Okay.
Baum is my last name.
Okay, and then what he did was pardon those convicted of simple marijuana possession. Where was he during my college years? Electoral reforms to ensure that election results are not undermined. We'll see how that works in Georgia this year, right? Renewable power is the #2 source of electricity. It caps Medicare recipients' out-of-pocket prescription drug costs to $2,000 starting in 2025. Chips and Science Act. During the debate a couple of weeks ago, Trump said that he was going to impose these tariffs on China because of the chips, because we hardly make them anymore. Okay, well, he forgot about this act that when it passed on my mother's birthday, August 9th, 2022. And it provides funding to produce semiconductor chips for automobiles, cell phones, laptops, gaming consoles, washing machines, et cetera, here in the United States, rather than to rely on China. And then the Postal Service Reform Act. And the bill has 4 primary pillars. And one is that it ends a crippling retiree health benefit pre-funding mandate, and which was instituted back in 2006 by George Bush and company, stating that if you had an employee that you had to pre-fund their retirement monies 75 years and out. So it just crippled the money that the Postal Service could use. So they finally ended that, thank goodness. It provides for prospective Medicare integration. Postal workers now can possibly get into Medicare, okay? It adds transparency to the Postal Service issues, and it guarantees 6-day delivery. You know. Student loans. Okay, I'm getting towards the end here. Okay, so the student loans, the administration approved nearly 138 billion in student debt cancellation for almost 3.9 million borrowers through more than 24 executive actions, and that's the problem. 24 executive actions not passed by Congress. And so subsequently, the Republicans have taken this to the court, and they blocked the Biden student debt relief And of course, I think John Roberts was, was behind part of that too. So far though, that 400,000 borrowers have already seen some of all of their debts canceled, including low-income borrowers. And what really ticks me off more than anything else is that, when they promised that, they were going to relieve the debt, their student loan debt, and it didn't go through, they blamed it on Biden. Okay, they didn't blame it on the Republicans. Don't get it. Okay, so the conclusion, and that is it. And I'm sorry that it took so long to get through this, but you can see exactly what Biden has done through his particular tenure. Yes.
Yes, George, we did a little research on the infrastructure bill actually passed. Because what I'm saying, each state received X number of dollars.
Right.
And each county received a little over $8
Okay.
And we understand that most of that money was used for the building new airport out there.
Okay.
And the rationale for that was so that the companies attract companies here who may need an airport. But no one knows about that. No one knows that and those that did receive money, they think came from. But that's $8 billion in Wood County alone, and none of us really lived in about it.
Are you saying that $8 billion from
No.
Wood County?
Million.
8 million. No, not all of it. They had to, county had to throw in money too. How much is county? 100,000? 800,000. 800,000. Yeah, the county put in 800,000. But most of that money.
Recording in progress.
That money.
That
but
money,
the concern-
but the concern I have that should have been brought before the
Why are we-
people to let us
Why are we on
know
this? Because I'm not through.
the money was
I'm not
received
through up here.
and how it was going to be expended.
No, I'm not through. Okay, all right, let me take it down. Okay, I can't.
You're not in the space.
Okay, can you?
Commissioners voted on that, is that correct?
Okay, I got it.
All this fiber is being laid, okay, is that going from? So how much did, the infrastructure paid for a lot of the broadband? Because I actually talked to Peoples about that, but they didn't know how much. Did that go from,
Because that broadband is in place to use. Years ago, when I went to check.
Like this bill, just 2 months after he. Am I talking loud enough? Oh. Zoom.
Microphone for the Zoom people, guys.
Okay. I just want to clearly understand, because I get a lot of attacks on my Facebook community, work with this community, and want to sound intelligent when they keep trying to tear down the Democratic Party. Okay? So I thank you for doing this very much. I wish I'd had it a couple weeks ago. But let me just clearly understand what you're telling us. Now, the COVID, as I remember it, was already killing people across our land, thousands and thousands and thousands of people. And I don't remember the current president at that time coming up with any laws other than they were working on getting the shots. Is that correct?
No, it's not correct. The current
Okay.
president at that time was Joe Biden. So Joe Biden
No,
was.
no. I'm
the current-
talking about when the COVID first
Oh, yeah,
started.
yeah. He did
Was
nothing.
Donald Trump.
He did nothing. All he did was run his reelection campaign. He did
Okay.
nothing in that. He did nothing in that regard, except, well, I mean, yeah, it's
I
not
think
totally
he-
right. No, it's not totally right. But let me go back and say that it's not totally right. But what he did do was that he did start the vaccines and get them going to be administered at some point in time.
That's what I remember.
Okay.
Him getting the scientists coming up with the development, which they had been doing, in case nobody realizes.
Right.
When they say to you, oh, it's so new, I'm not going to get that shot. The scientists have been working on this vaccine for over 20 years.
I don't remember that.
Well, that came out during this, that came, yeah, not complete shot, but they start, when they say, well, they've been working on this, and they have. The scientists have been coming up with information, and this was brought out scientist community
Okay.
when this was coming out. Anyway, is he provide us to go forward with our lives, back into our lives?
Start everything anew, get everything back up and going, okay? And provided the funds, because a lot of entities shut down. So that in essence is the American Rescue Program.
And I forgot that we got money. I forgot all of us
Yeah.
got money in the beginning because of the COVID, and we got checks in the mail
Right.
or in our checking account. And they got money for rent.
Right.
People got money for rent.
Right.
People got money for child.
$600 and so.
And I think everybody's forgotten that
Right.
because it's been so long. So I think what we need to do, in my opinion, to defend when they say, well, what is Kamala Harris? What has Biden done for the last 3 years? Really,
Will not be in backup. Now, I'm not going to take any more questions. Mandy, I'm going to take your questions. If we got time, or I'll stay after and we'll go through the class or whatever. Okay.
And the money guy, we probably check how they divided that, because I was in some lobbying conversations trying to get money for the hospital here. Our commissioner from my precinct mentioned they wanted to be fair and Winsboro might need some or whatever. And I think money was given to some of those entities. So check the fact.
Okay, Matt, quick.
That's kind of maybe what I wanted to add, but we don't know how it was spent, other than hearing the Wood County monitor that
I don't want any commissioners, no.
Yeah, some of that thing on the paper before the airport, and they make gigs and numbers, I don't remember.
Yeah.
But they can tell you how they spend it, but don't get caught in a well if you're not sure that all the money went there. I don't think
Okay. All right, so let me just conclude about the conclusion months ago by historians who ranked all the presidents of the United States. Biden came in 14th, and he was rated in front of Woodrow Wilson and Ronald Reagan. Okay, as time goes on, most assuredly, in my opinion, that ranking 14th is going to hit the top 10 eventually. And why is that? It's because of everything that he enacted. He enacted here things that FDR accomplished in the first 100 days, which was spectacular. You go look at LBJ's accomplishments. This sort of combats those, if not complete. So what Biden did during that period of time during his administration is fairly remarkable. I'm in. Whatever. So anyway. Okay, well, hold on. So, hold on. We're almost through. I promise you. Okay, but here's the coup de grace. Who to vote for? Okay? Daryl?
You want us to answer that question?
Statements, all true statements. So this is our team. It's for Democrats, it's for independents, and it's for Republicans who want their party back. Liz Cheney, Dick Cheney. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Diane?
Is it up there? Hello? Can y'all hear me? All right. Hi, Melissa. Anna, can you hear? Yes. Okay. Give George another round of applause. That's a lot of work. So we were we are aware of the accomplishments of Biden, and person will continue if she wins. And when she wins, November 6th, we'll all be celebrating. We have two visitors with us from Smith County. Larry Taylor. Can y'all hear me? Am I okay? Oh. Larry and coming to us about a write-in for Nancy Nichols, and he's going to explain that to us and how it look on the ballot.
Hello? Can you hear me? I'll make this as brief as possible. I want to say I'm glad that I heard George's presentation. That was wonderful. I see the little card and I heard Nancy Nichols and talk, and I'm still unclear of it, but there is a suggestion that Democrat can endorse Nancy because on ballot she's an independent, because she couldn't stand it. But no was standing against Cole Hefner. And your vote against Cole Hefner. And there might be Republicans out there that might want to vote against Cole Hefner. So that's the basic. My, all I want to say, October, my posters set. Organization for women. Yes. Biden candidate, look at the poll. You need
They have posted inside each of the phone things,
hopefully.
the names of people that can be written in with the correct spelling, and there'll be more than one person.
Possibly.
So you can look at that.
But you have to ask them to allow you to say letter in.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I know Nancy Nichols. She was a national delegate just like I was, and her husband.
Yeah.
They've been around for a long time. I've protested alongside Nancy Nichols in downtown Smith County. And she definitely has my support. Cole Hefner, the only thing good I can say about Cole Hefner is he did vote to impeach Kim Paxton. But he is hopefully they have him posted everywhere. Pay really close attention to the spelling of the last name and get it in there. And I'm thank y'all for finally getting somebody, because I was looking around and I noticed we didn't have anybody running. And as far as her running as an independent, for the
didn't
Democratic
run,
nomination, she's a Democrat. Yeah,
She didn't.
she's a Democrat national.
She's the leader in Smith County of the Democrats.
NANCY NICHOLS.
I'd like to have the floor when I get a chance.
Thank you. Did you say something? Melissa, go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
I would like to remind the Wood County
Go ahead.
Democrats that Nancy
Go ahead.
Nichols was removed from the Senate District
Melissa?
Executive Committee for racist remarks. Did y'all hear me, Maddie?
Okay, Melissa, do you want to talk through my computer?
Can
Because
you hear me now?
Yes. Yeah. Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah.
Yes, we hear you.
You can hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah. I would
Yes.
just
Yes.
like to
Yes.
remind the Wood County Democrats that are there that Nancy Nichols represented us on the Senate District Executive Committee. She was removed from that committee for racist remarks. I personally took a pledge as a delegate to support Democrats. She has a write-in campaign as an independent, not as a Democrat. We all have choices to make. I'm going to make my choice based on that. Her remark was something was happening on the chocolate side of town. That sets wrong with me.
Okay. Again, it's your individual vote. Let me add this. Now, I just want everyone to know.
Nancy and Mama have done a lot for the Democrats in this state and in Smith County. Okay, and that comment that was made about the chocolate side of town, earlier some comments have been made about watermelons. And y'all know what that means. Okay, Nancy cell in her body, and the way they took that comment about the chocolate side of town was totally out of context. You need to know what the whole story was. Okay, I would vote for Nancy. She is a good person. She cares about all Democrats, and she actually cares about all people, no matter what. I am so sorry that that comment had to be made. That's why she is being undermined. She is being undermined, Mrs. Nichols. She has done a lot for us, for all of us.
Yet
I wouldn't
every
be
Senate
appreciative.
District Committee person but one voted to remove her, along with our state chairman, Gilberto Hinojosa.
Okay, we will, yeah. Thank you. Thank you for your remarks. Thanks, Melissa, for your remarks. Each individual, when you get in the booth, it's your decision. and your knowledge on who you want to vote for. It's not left up to us or anybody else to persuade us. Individual job. My job, your job. Okay. All right. Thank you all for coming, driving from Smith County to our meeting. Thank you. Okay, meeting, all those that are sustaining members received an email with the minutes in it. Did everyone read those, and are there any questions for Diane? If not, Harry second, Stevie. It's been motioned and second that we accept the minute as emailed out to our sustaining members. All in favor, aye. Any opposers, no? Okay, it's passed. Also in that same email was the financial report for our party and our scholarship fund. Are there any questions for Daryl?
I move to accept the treasurer's report. I'll second.
Joyce second, Stevie made a motion. If there are no questions for Daryl, it's been motion and second that we accept the financial report that was emailed out. All in favor, aye. Any opposers, no? Okay, all right. Our old business is just a lot of updates that we've had and a lot of activities that we've done in this past month. Joyce and Laura McBroom, we need to give them a big, big round of applause. They did a wonderful job in organizing the first Northeast Texas rally with 8 surrounding counties and keeping all of the volunteers in line and telling us what to do. And what to say, right. It was a big success, so which one want to do an update on it? Laura? You got a mic?
At the end of, okay, first off, a big round of applause for everybody who came and volunteered and put in the work. 55 signatures. You take away the volunteers, we still got over 200 people. It spanned over 18 counties. Yeah, some of them were smaller, most of them Wood County represented.
Yay.
Yeah. I know, isn't he? Yeah. Okay.
Yay.
Yeah. Let's see. Contest Every Race is doing a get out the vote effort, so I encourage everybody to phone bank and text and block walk, get the word out. Any other questions about the rally?
I just want to say y'all did an amazing job. It made me so happy.
Okay.
To see that many Democrats in one place in Wood County.
Right.
To see that room filled, which I have not seen that room filled full of Democrats since I was a child. So, which I think is not that long ago, but it's further away.
Wonderful artwork, right, yay.
Color.
I have 3 extra large t-shirts left from the rally. If anybody wants one, they're $20 a piece. And that will go back into the club.
I have to say, there were over 45 people that volunteered. And so all of you, and I had some that there was a communication problem and I didn't know they were coming. And they came in and I said, well, let's see where we can put you. And they, on their own, helped do the selfies with Amala and everyone. So we could not
we could not have done it without all the volunteers. The food truck, I didn't get to sample it, but I saw, and it looked very, very, the security and the parking people, you running places to live. Oh, let me take it right here. And everybody just, I could not believe the people, and I understood that there were people there, and that was nice to see. And so I heard a lot of great comments, and the musicians were fantastic. So it was a lot of work, but I can't say that.
Do it again.
No. No, I've got enough gray hair. And Jay was great as starting us all off. So
Yay.
it was fantastic. And the other counties, we are sending out an email to the other county people asking them, was it worth your time and money? And what did we do right? What did we do wrong? And so if any of you have any comments, let Laura and I know. And but I was pleased.
Yeah.
I just like to say, my first time ever go like that. Totally impressed.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. Yes, so I said this first time how they chose or if they volunteered to come to speak. All the speakers were fantastic. They were so uplifting. I mean, when we had all the group of 200 and some people going, whatever that saying was.
We
We
win.
win. I mean, it was awesome. So I was really happy when I left.
And the other thing is Connor Rice, the young man from South Texas. Pardon? Oh, yeah, we had Maddie. Forget her, but Connor drove from Austin up here for here. Down there.
What about all the comments on the project 2025? I mean, it came out big time. It was talked about by Dale Hansen, by everybody. It was just really brought to the forefront.
And the one thing that Connor pointed out that I did not know, okay, it's on, I did not know was that a lot of the things in Project 2025, Texas has been a test ground for those items. So, I mean, then Louisiana kind of joined in on one of them too. So they're already trying to, get it going, state by state.
2025 is when it's supposed to be fully enacted.
Yeah.
They've been working on it.
Yeah, we're not going to let that happen, are we?
It's in effect partly now, right?
We're not going to let it happen, are we? No. Because we're going to fight. And when we fight, we win.
Okay. Again, thank everyone that worked together. It was a team effort, but with the leadership of Laura and Joyce, it was very successful. And so we appreciate everybody doing that. National Voter Registration Day. Do Dr. Traylor, you want to speak on that, or you want Laura? Not right now. You gonna do it in your report? Okay. Sign distribution, Daryl.
We got all the signs distributed. We currently have 3 left, but we can possibly get more. So if anybody wants one of the 3 that I have left, or wants additional, even calling all red yard signs, these are all yard signs. We have none of the big signs left, unfortunately. See me after the meeting, and I'll get your name down, and I'll try to get you a yard sign.
We have
Yeah, I saved 15 signs, one for each election day voting location and the 4 branch voting locations. I wish we had more, but.
I have some in my truck.
So if you have some, what we're gonna need though is people to put those out and take them up at night, because I think they'll disappear if we don't.
We got our early voting thing today.
Ballots today. We got our ballots today.
Oh, okay, good.
Of course, Republicans are the first on the ballot.
Yes, are they? Oh, man. Okay. No. Okay, thanks, Daryl. Anna, is Anna still on?
No, Anna's gone.
Marie,
To talk about sheets.
Sheets, fundraiser. Got a mic?
We have not had many orders for sheets, but it's been kind of a slow time for that. But Christmas is coming, so think about your families and your friends that you would like to get a beautiful set of sheets for. There's packets up there. If you're interested at all, take a packet to the left of that table. And there's the eggplant pillowcases. That's just one of the colors. And then they have satin pillowcases that you can buy singly, and towels and pillows, all kinds of things. But the packet will show you everything that's in there. But they make beautiful gifts. So please consider it, because it gives our club quite a contribution. We get it whenever anybody buys a sheet, we get like $16 or $17 per order. So it's nice for our clubs.
And once you slept on them, you don't want the other sheets you have anymore.
There you go. Great. Thank you. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, I just wanted one mention. I know Anna was wanting to mention that I know she wanted to thank Marie and Olga and anyone else that worked over on the fundraising table. They did an outstanding job. They brought in over $600 at the rally.
Wow.
So,
Great. Get out the vote. Do you have anything else? Okay. Dr. Okay. Dr. Traylor, you're up. You have to, you need to come up here.
Can you hear me?
No, you need a mic. No, she got it.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you. Want to mention very quickly, National Voter Registration Day was a huge success. We did one on Jarvis campus, and we registered 42 students. 52, I'm sorry, 52. And prior to that, Patty and I had gone down a couple of nights earlier and did a voter education class. And we were able to register 20 students that night, which brought our total to 72 students. So we're very excited about that. And also, the week prior to that, I went down with our election administrator and we trained 8 students to be VDRs, including one of our and we that they took and registration day. And I think
to assist that. And that those two efforts. Also, we're going to need some greeters to work outside on election day. And these will be greeters who will be beyond the 100 mark. 100 feet mark. And these greeters is people come up to vote, want you to, encourage everybody to vote Democratic and tell us, people that we have on campus. So anyway, to encourage them to vote Democratic. And we may have some Republicans out there in Wood County, even in Wood County, who may be interested in voting our way. So we need readers to do that. Now, you will not be paid. This is strictly volunteer work. Okay, and then also, we like to have some poll watchers. Now, well, for the first time, we had more pollers than we have spots. And so that is great. That's great. But we need some poll watchers. And there's 2 trainings that you need to take. One required training with the Secretary of State. You can take it online and you can take the test and be certified online. Then TDP, that's the Texas Democratic Party, has a training. It's not long. They like for our poll watchers to go through. And they're going to give you some tips and things to watch out for. And this is also being sponsored by our voter protection unit. We're hoping there won't be any problems, but if there are, we want everybody to be prepared for those kinds of problems. At each site where we have our election, we have I think the police department will be patrolling around the area. So we hope there won't be any problems, but again, we want to. And those were oh, that's right. I do have that. Yes, I'm sorry. On September 27th, some of you are familiar with Souls to the Pole. This is an activity that was provided by many of the minority churches in other states where they on Sunday after their church service, they get all their members put them on a bus and take them to the pole. It's the 29th? Yeah. The
Sunday.
29th. Yeah, okay, the last Sunday you can vote. It's the
Well,
last and only
that's the
Sunday.
27th.
I thought it was the 24th.
No.
That's October. October. Okay. It's October the 27th. And we have already contacted.
That's the day before my birthday. That's why I know.
We've contacted 3 churches that are in Beth. I need to talk to you about your church, but you go on. I'll talk to you about it later. But we have contacted a couple of churches, and they are interested. And for those churches that have bands, we're asking them to use their band to take individuals to the poll. And there's only one place that everybody's gonna be able to vote in this county on that Sunday, and that's at the Civic Center, Carroll Green Civic Center. So that's where everybody would need to go. For those churches that do not have bands, we're asking them to maybe form a caravan where their members would just follow each other up to the poll. But again, this is all a part of our efforts to get out the vote. And those are my announcements. I have be happy to entertain any questions.
I have a question,
Sure.
and I'm hoping I'm wrong. They tried to get a bill through our Texas legislature about making it legal to take people to polls. That didn't go through.
No, that was Brian Hughes.
Yes.
That did a couple of years ago.
Okay, so that
It did not go through. Now, there is a transportation part because Jarvis, that's something I need to mention. We're trying to work out a plan with Jarvis where they can bus their students to the polls on election day because many of those students do not have personal transportation. And so with that, there is a form that we've done for the Secretary of State. We don't know if we need it, but we're gonna have everybody complete it. So we will be doing that. Okay? Okay, all right. That's it.
the county chair's report. Are there any questions? Any other questions? We almost finished, so try not to leave here. Joyce.
Shannon keeps it back here in the back.
An announcement about our meeting next time.
Well, Daryl can't get Zoom to stay.
what I'd like to do next October, or the October meeting, since it's the last one for this year, is sort of do a thank you to everybody for all the hard work. I mean, all the committees have been heavily involved in doing all of this work. So, we have this fantastic pitmaster that has agreed to do some pulled pork for us. And then I'm asking the committee chairs to furnish all the sides. So at the next meeting, which is October 26th, I think. 21, 4, okay. Everybody come, we have a great turnout tonight. We'll have barbecue and sides and desserts, and we can all celebrate. It's not quite over, but we're at the finish line. So tell everybody to come and have some barbecue and some other good food other than what we already have.
Can I say one more?
Sure.
You didn't mention Greg. He helped so much at the rally, and he bought personally a lot of stuff that we sold. And your person, y'all were talking about, Nancy Nickel.
You have enough volunteers? Hasn't been announced.
For 75 cents, I bought 10 and sold them.
Can I put it on the thread?
They all returned.
On the little group thing, but it hasn't
Yeah.
been announced here.
Oh, yeah, not yet.
Greg was great too.
That's the most important thing.
Yes.
We got.
Yeah.
Yes.
Maddie.
Yes.
Yeah.
About her activities. Y'all need to remember that Maddie's running for commissioner for precinct 3.
Yes.
Holly Lake.
Hawkins.
And Hawkins.
Yeah.
And all
And a little bit of Mineola equipment. So Saturday, we're gonna have a postcard writing party. I ordered 1,000 postcards and we got labels for the names, return addresses, stamps, and we like to write like a little thing to remind people to vote. They always say a little personal touch goes a long way. And we're gonna do that at my place. I live down that way. That way. Can we send out an email to everybody about the information for Saturday? 1 o'clock, my place. I'll have some snacks, some drinks, but you can bring your own. And then Sunday, we're gonna be in Winsboro at the St. Francis Episcopal Church.
St. Francis Episcopal Church, 2 o'clock, 407 Blackjack Street. 407 Blackjack Street, 2
So-
o'clock.
We're gonna finish off the rest of the postcards. If there are any left, which there probably will be,
We'll have
because
cake.
I got another batch of 1,000 postcards coming. So it may get here in time for that. 2 o'clock on Sunday,
But I'll probably be there at 1.
1 o'clock on Saturday. It's 405 County Road, 3203, Quitman, 75783. You just go, it's basically just around where the, the storage building and the vet office. It's kind of down that way. Last house on the left. Brick house. Just Google 405 County Road 3203.
You got a sign in your yard?
Not yet.
Put a sign in your yard that day.
I will.
Put a sign.
Yeah. Oh, I have yard signs. I have like a whole box and a half of yard signs I need to get rid of. If you're in precinct 3, that's perfect. If you're kind of like on the border of precinct 3, grab one. I also ordered some banners. Pat, I need to talk to you later. We got Susan, where'd she go? Oh, there she is. I have 2 banners in her place around Lake Lydia. So if you're around Lake Lydia, keep your eyes peeled. I want to put, there's one at Shiloh Cemetery. I was going to put one up there too. And Holly Lake or Hawkins Brookshires. So if there's another location, it's 3x6 banners. They just say Gibson, U.S. Navy veteran, Commissioner, Precinct 3. Grab me before you go if you want one. They're pretty cool. They're just like that, those signs right there.
You're gonna be at the Old Festival.
Yes, on October 12th. If you want to hang out with us on October 12th, kind of be my backup crew so that no one comes up and bees mean.
When they are, make them nice, remember? It works.
And if you have anyone that has a convertible that we can borrow for the parade, please let us know. Diane, put my phone number in the message if you can. Otherwise, I'm going to be sticking out of the top of my RAV4 and waving that way. So kind of wanted to look good, right? So
Be cool to sit in the back of a boat since you're Navy.
in a boat.
Yeah.
Well, actually, there's someone,
It's cheaper than gas.
I could ride I haven't ridden a horse in forever. Where, who, Susan, I know you have horses.
I wouldn't guarantee.
Oh. Okay.
Hang on, they're getting a ride in this barn.
Vehicle or an animal for
A donkey would be more appropriate.
Oh, yeah, do we have a donkey? I know, we know someone who has a donkey.
Jackasses, but not a donkey.
I don't know if they're rideable. I think that's it. See y'all Saturday and Sunday.
Any other announcements?
Yes, I'd like to introduce, Michael, will you please, you and Catherine stand up. These are two Democrats from Holly Lake Ranch. They are attending this for the first time ever.
Yay.
Michael, give me your name, please.
Well, like you said, my name is Michael Laws, and my wife Kathleen Laws.
Nice, so nice.
Yay. Yeah.
Oh, you need all the volunteers in the county to get muster up. Anything else? I can have a motion for adjournment. There's nothing else. Motion to I so say. Volunteer sheet for the back to sign up. Volunteer sheet for the sign up. And guys will have to share and have to stack 5 high.
Sorry. Bye, Melissa.